I give in the book about 30 or 40 different illustrations of where the words happiness and joy are used in the same passage in English translations that are being true to the original, in that there can be 4 different Hebrew words. There's one case where the translation that I use more than any other, which I will not mention by name at this point, but because of this reason, literally uses the word joy and or rejoicing 4 times when there's 4 different Hebrew words. So one would assume that it's probably all the same word, except it's 4 different words for happiness, gladness, joy. But you get the effect that no, joy is the only legitimate translation. We'll just use joy over and over again, because if we use happiness, it might upset some people, because we've heard sermons or we've read books or articles that say we really shouldn't seek happiness. What does Scripture say? Deuteronomy 33:29. Happy are you, O Israel, who is like you, a people saved by the Lord. Or Matthew 5:12 in the Common English Version, the Beatitudes, Jesus saying, be happy and excited, for you will have great reward in heaven. Or what about Deuteronomy 14, verses 24 through 26, where God says this to the people of Israel: if the way is too long for you, so that you're not, this is talking about a special tithe. There's the tithe that relates to the priests and Levites. It's a different tithe. That's a festival tithe, where you're to take the 10% and go out and put on a feast. I mean, a feast that goes for a week. And there's a passage in Chronicles where this feast, this partying, eating and drinking goes on for a week, and they all decide it's so great, worshiping the Lord in the eating and drinking and singing and laughter and storytelling and everything that goes in to this sort of thing, that they're going to extend it another week. And you're kind of going, how do you do that? These were not wealthy people, and they're in an agriculturally based society. I don't know how you take the 1 week. Well, how do you take the 2 weeks? How do you take the Sabbath every week, which is a time of rest and reflection and joy and feasting? But going on in Deuteronomy 14, if the way's too long for you, etc., then turn the tithe of your goods into money, bind up the money in your hand, and go to the place that the Lord your God chooses, and spend the money for whatever you desire: oxen or sheep or wine or strong drink, whatever your appetite craves. Some of you now got a new life verse there from Deuteronomy 14, and that's the ESV, folks. This is not a paraphrase. Spend the money for wherever you desire, oxen or sheep, and obviously the oxen and sheep to eat the meat. It's to have the best meat and the best wine or strong drink, which somehow is different than the wine, whatever your appetite craves, and you shall eat there before the Lord your God, and you shall rejoice. Now that's a command. Wow. Not you shall go over here and we'll go to church and we'll do the holy stuff. And then when we leave church, we'll go do the happy stuff. We'll eat, drink, and celebrate with maybe a mild or not so mild sense of guilt, and watch the ball game and sort of feel like, I don't know how God feels about this. No. Not you shall rejoice behind God's back, as if you could do anything behind God's back, but you shall rejoice, it says, before the Lord.